There is no shortage of knowledge concerning narcissists online. Unfortunately, some of it may end up harming us rather than helping us due to differing views that divert attention away from the enormous harm they do to others, including those who love them. There is still tons of knowledge online on what to do whether you are in a narcissistic partnership or have just ended one, using the gray rock method or going no contact, for example. However, whether you're struggling to mend a shattered heart or gather up the pieces of your life after a narcissist tore through it like a number 5 tornado, knowing what not to do around a narcissist is crucial. Relationships will not be a game in a perfect universe. There will be no such thing as a winner or a loser. Breakups and divorces will not devolve into conflicts, with one side attempting to wipe out the other. Even if there was heartbreak, two emotionally stable adults would pursue the high path to the greatest degree possible to keep the peace, particularly if there are children involved. In a perfect universe, our kindness would be balanced and repaid by someone who would show love and respect to us even though the partnership had ended. However, narcissists have extinguished all desire for a better future. As a result, whether you're trying to recover from a narcissist or you're forced to connect when you have children in common, it's important to consider the less than ideal environment you're in to properly walk the path forward. Here's what not to do while working with a narcissist for your own state of mind, mental well-being, security, and sanity. Number 1, do not participate in their playing. I thought I should send the guy who had broken my heart a taste of his own medication at the end of my marriage to a professionally confirmed narcissist. To put it another way, I wanted to be like him, shutting down my emotions like a lock, being cold and cruel, and telling him that I didn't care. Since I understood how frustrating it was to be on the other end, I tried offering him the silent treatment. Yet it was all for naught. Since I'm not a narcissist, I fell miserably at attempting to play his role. I experience remorse, sympathy, and sorrow. I realize what it takes to love and care about others. And there are certain thresholds I will never reach, such as forcing others to collapse to their knees in agony on purpose. You will fail and lose big if you play a narcissist's game for the basic explanation that narcissists are in it to gain it. There are no laws that they cannot violate or boundaries that they cannot touch. As a result, it's better not to even attempt. If you reach the lion's lair, you would not be able to get out alive. If you're lucky, you'll be able to figure things out. Number 2, I don't think they'll adjust. I always attribute the psychologist who diagnosed my then-husband for saving my life to this day. About the fact that the reality devastated me, his advice to escape and not look back was just what I wanted to hear to get out of a marriage that was slowly destroying me. He told me that narcissists never improve, and that the guy I married and had children with was just going to get worse. Unfortunately, I felt inspired to bring the psychologist's idea to the test, and after initially leaving my husband, I returned in an attempt to preserve my marriage, thinking I was with someone who would do the same. When I had to confront the fact that the counselor had cautioned me of, I learned my lesson the hard way. Since they have little reason to improve, narcissists just become stronger with time because they realize you've always fallen into their pit. Furthermore, narcissists have no reason to hold up the charade when you've always seen them at their lowest, as their mask falls off. Number 3, should not accompany them to counseling. Another blunder I created was pretending that seeing a psychiatrist would help me express the immense distress I was experiencing as a result of the man I loved's actions. I went to marriage therapy in the hopes that a therapist could see what was actually going on and affirm my feelings of heartbreak and disappointment, heartbreak over how my husband handled me and loss for how dramatically he had changed. I was re-traumatized by our first few therapists, who advised me I was similarly liable for the condition of my marriage and that I could do harder if I decided to make things work. I had already accustomed myself to the fact that my life was as nice as it was going to be by the time I found myself in the clinic of a counselor who specializes in personality problems, especially narcissism, and that I needed to suck it up and avoid moaning about it. You can never go to counseling with a narcissist because they are really effective at manipulating people, even therapists, that you are the issue. A narcissist thinks they are flawless and can play the victim so convincingly that an uneducated psychologist, uneducated in the field of behavioral problems, which is more widespread than one would think, would be quickly manipulated. As a result, the risk is just not worth it. Instead, get help on your own. Additionally, locate somebody you may consider to be informed regarding narcissists. Number 4, they are not to be dismissed. This can be summarized in a few words. Consider the most insignificant thing that someone you loved could possibly do to break or destroy you. Number 5, a narcissist will stoop to new lows. Whether you're going through a divorce or custody battle with a narcissistic partner, don't underestimate them. As a result, don't do anything. Let rid of any and all illusions of what you're capable of. You won't be disappointed if they go to unimaginable lengths to harm you this way. Number 6, do not be fooled into believing they have no idea what they're doing. Any schools of thinking deem narcissistic personality disorder to be a psychiatric disorder. The difficulty with this example is that it conflates NPD with other psychiatric disorders including depression and assumes that a narcissist should be handled with medicine or counseling. However, the fact is that narcissists have complete power of their behavior. They simply don't see the point. This is shown by how a narcissist behaves differently in public than behind closed doors. They're well aware of what they're doing, which is why they try to keep their actions hidden from the public eye. Number 7, do not attempt to mediate. I had to learn another lesson the hard way. I expended a great deal of energy attempting to mediate between the narcissist I adored and others, especially our children. I couldn't comprehend that anyone would purposefully harm someone they cherished, so I made a slew of reasons to attempt to mitigate the suffering my children were experiencing. When my children were angry because of their parent, I would sit in the center and suggest something like, "He didn't intend to say that," or "Try not to take it too personally," which made my children feel the same way I did when anyone invalidated my feelings. Fortunately, the doctor who diagnosed my husband was able to make me see the light as it came to defending his cruel actions. He advised me to avoid mediating disputes between my husband and others. He advised me to tell my children that I was still by their side, no matter what. I was willing to truly be there with my children and assist them with their own distinct suffering caused by their father as a result of my choice to cease mediating. You don't have to be the main explainer for narcissists. So get out of the way of a narcissist and everyone else, because, contrary to popular belief, the devil doesn't need an advocate. Number 8, don't trust them when they tell you that you don't deserve something more. I might compose a whole video on how narcissists deceive us into believing we are incapable of a better partnership. But the bottom line is that they are attempting to persuade us about our worthlessness so that they can proceed to exploit us. The reality is that narcissists are well aware that we are superior to them, which is why they seek us out in the first place, because we possess virtues that they lack, such as kindness, empathy, forgiveness, and the desire to love. Most specifically, narcissists are serial liars, so don't believe anything they tell. Understanding who you're up to, accepting them for who they are, and realizing that what you do is just as critical as what you don't do is the perfect approach to cope with a narcissist. As long as you're loyal to one of the two choices. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there is anything that needs to be discussed, write in the comments column below. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there is anything that needs to be discussed, write in the comments column below.